Good evening and welcome to Generation Movie with all kinds of borders. Very festive around here. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Generation Movie on a Monday night, our last show of 2025. We are joined by the estimable and amazing Rich Drees and the wonderfully plucky
Good
and
evening, everybody.
effervescent Natasha Bogutzki. How
Hi.
is everybody doing? Shitty. I know everybody's doing shitty. That's where we're at.
Well,
I
I wasn't
it
gonna
has
say
not
that.
been
It's 10 days before Christmas. How could things be going shitty?
I don't know. The news over the weekend was
well.
shitty.
Yeah.
Wasn't a great weekend for the human race. Had a bad incident in
Mhm.
Australia. We lost one of the truly great film directors of our lifetimes, and Rob Reiner,
Yeah.
right? And I think that's where we start tonight. It has to start there. We're a movie show.
Well, before we
Yeah,
do, I mean, there's a couple of other uh, sad passings as well. Jim Ward, the voice actor,
saw
passed
that as
late
well. Yeah,
last week. Um, um,
Anthony Geary.
Anthony Geary today passed away. 8-time daytime Emmy Award winner,
And
which
recipient of the greatest amount of ratings in the history of daytime television for the wedding of Luke
Mhm.
and Laura.
Yeah,
Right?
the whole yeah. If you weren't there in the late '70s, early '80s for the whole General Hospital Luke and Laura thing, it was cultural. Um,
You, it
eh,
was it
the
was
only other thing I
wild.
could think that related to it was like the death of Jr. on Dallas. Who shot Jr. on Dallas? It was just everybody was talking about it. I didn't give a crap about soap operas, but I was very well acquainted with all of that.
It
My
was
mom
one of
didn't
the
watch
most.
soap operas,
It was one of
but
the most
you know,
watched events. It was one of the most watched events in the history of television. Just in the sense
mhm.
of everybody knew where they were the day that happened. I remember I think it was on a Friday afternoon, and everybody like people were cutting off of work. Like it was the daytime equivalent of like a new Star Wars film opening.
The
Um,
last episode of
yeah, it
Ooh.
just yeah.
Mhm.
It was
It
a
was
big episode. There was a lot of ratings too. It was one of the most highly rated things in and just crazy.
mhm.
But yeah, he passed as well. So it's like it's been a shitty opening to this week
It's
before we get to the
somebody
holiday.
mentioned somebody mentioned that the year started off with us losing David Lynch and it's ending with us losing Rob Reiner, and nothing in between those two dates has been really that much better.
It
Oh, we
hasn't.
Um,
still we still have 2 weeks. Don't.
Yeah, let's
yeah,
not.
let's not
Let's.
think that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, this is like we've made it abundantly clear on our show and with others. This is the dumbest, darkest timeline. So let's not tempt fate.
Yeah, Rich.
Right,
Um,
I
okay.
know one other great director who could join them.
who? Wait, what?
Oh,
What are you
I'll
doing?
take the compliment that you called me a great director, but
Oh, okay. Like, what the fuck have you people
oh,
heard?
that reminds me, I heard from FIFO today. I'll tell you about that later, though.
Okay.
Um, but so we lost Rob Reiner over the weekend.
Ugh.
It was a truly gut wrenching kind of thing, and it kind of played out over several hours. And we don't want to get into that. I'm much more adept at, I think, like we. I don't want to get into the political either because he was a staunch liberal. Which
Mhm.
you know was what he believed in, and we don't.
But I think there
They,
was that
there's a
liberalism, that
humanity to
love
him
of all of humanity kind of infused all of his work, really.
with
Um,
with great stuff, like and just
mhm.
the idea that he cared about humans and that he wanted humans to succeed, and it's but he is gone. But the thing is, very few directors have a string of movies that he tied together, that he kind of boom, 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 boom down the line, every movie that came out. And, you know,
His
and
first
eventually, you know what I mean? Well, that's what I
director
mean. Like,
just 6 films overall this good in their
yeah,
overall filmography.
I think most directors would kill for it. And I think some directors would like even when he was getting away from doing things he really, you know, that he was well known for, the stuff he crafted was so goddamn good that it
Mhm.
like, you know, and I try to come up with, um, you know, movies that I think are the ones that if we're looking and if we're honest are the ones that everybody, you know, in the next 2 or 3 months will be revisiting, including this podcast. Because what we're gonna do, it is our last show, and it's sad news, and it's right on the cusp of us finishing up our year and kind of getting ready for our new year in January.
Taking our Christmas
So we're
break.
taking our Christmas break so that Rich can, you know, attend to his needs. I have crazy things going on, and you, what? I was getting to you. Relax. And Natasha, we only get every once in a while, so we're super happy to have her, and we didn't want to weigh her down, but we think we're Rich and I were talking about. I think we're going to do a Rob Reiner retrospective to begin 2026. Is the way I envision it.
Mhm. Yep.
But this, let's keep
I will say this on the air before even telling it, telling YouTube in private. I will be there for all of that, all
Excellent.
of it.
Amazing.
Okay, great.
And this will be this is what I curated as the movies I think we're going to be doing. One is one we're definitely doing, and then I think another one is celebrating its 40th anniversary, where the cast is traveling around the country next year, and I think that's going to be number 2 on the list. But number 1 on the list, if you're talking about Rob Reiner, you have to talk about When Harry Met Sally.
Mhm.
It's one of the great. First off, it's one of the great New Year's movies, and I'm a New Year's baby, so God love it. And it's also one of the great romantic comedies of all time with some of the best performances.
And happens to be my 3rd favorite film of all time.
There you go.
Hmm.
That's definitely on the list. But I was trying to pick movies that, if you're watching our show tonight and you're doing a rest in peace, Rob Reiner, these are the movies that I think hit the most for him. When Harry Met Sally's up there, I think the other one that's top of his chart is The Princess Bride. Like,
Mhm.
it had everything: heroes, giants, villains, wizards, true love, and, you know, an amazing performance from Peter Falk, and just a magical movie where, if you're watching with the right people and they've never seen it, there's a moment where Fred Savage gets caught as a character, the grandson who's sort of getting the story, where the audience also gets caught learning the story. And I remember showing it vividly to my sister, and the moment that Fred Savage is like, "Oh, no, don't leave. And you already started the book. Is this a kissing book?" It's right after the kissing book thing, and it was the same reaction she had. So it's one of those things. I think Princess Bride is on a lot of people's minds tonight. I think another one that, again, is celebrating its 40th anniversary next year is Stand By Me, which I was watching today. And it is, I'd forgotten how good it is. You know what I mean? Like, were you
I've never
watching
seen
it?
it.
You've never seen Stand By Me?
Ooh.
The performances by the 4 leads are particular, considering they're kids, they're particularly amazing. Another one that I think Rich and I have deep, profound love for is this one.
Oh God.
This is Spinal Tap. It created the mockumentary craze, and it's just very funny. Um, and then there are others that kind of, like, Stand By Me is one of his Stephen King adaptations. The other is one of the best Stephen King adaptations ever made. Little movie called Misery, which is got 2 great performances at its core, where, you know, Rob Reiner understands the how do I say this? Understands the whimsy of a Stephen King horror story. So there's humor, and there's
Mhm.
and really great performances from Kathy Bates and James. What?
We do have 2 others here that check the
Oh.
chat. Natasha is definitely interested in. doing. So
one of them
we'll have
needs
some
to be talked about.
Well, relax,
Yes.
because I'm a good person with this kind of stuff, and I already have it. And Natasha, if you know anything at all about me, I'm really good. So again,
Merci, monsieur.
again, it's a French poster. I did what I could. I had a family engagement that my nephew got a award for being the best fourth grader in Volusia County tonight, or Deltona, city of Deltona tonight. So we had to go to the
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's very much a citizenship award. So it was very cool. He got to go to the board meeting and meet the mayor and have a paper signed by the mayor. Really cool. But Rob Reiner again touched so many lives with his films. And the other thing about it is he's one of the rare directors, Rich, where you can't get a consensus favorite, right? You're talking to film fans. One film fan might like When Harry Met Sally. One film fan might think The Princess Bride is his defining effort. He's the rare director that has many defining films. Which
one thing
doesn't happen.
I mean, there's a lot of took some notes down of a couple of things I wanted to talk about during this segment.
Absolutely.
The first thing though was there was an old story that used to float around about a bunch of directors sitting around talking about what do you think's going to be in the first thing in your obituary, and when they got to Rob Reiner, he was like Meathead, All in the Family, which is a fantastic performance through that whole thing. Very groundbreaking sitcom, very groundbreaking character.
The voice of the news is breaking, actually.
Yeah, very much so. But as the news was starting to break last night, and the horrificness of it set in, everybody was online talking about their favorite Rob Reiner movie and what each movie meant to them, and not a whole lot of people. It was like all his directorial work is here, and then down here, not saying it's lesser, but just people were more interested in talking about his directorial work than All in the Family. So if there was ever a time for him to be wrong, I guess that's it. Natasha?
I didn't talk about All in the Family, but there was one thing I certainly talked about last night that had nothing to do with him directing at all. His performance in Sleepless in Seattle.
It's a great performance.
That's right. We talked about that this morning.
Again,
like, he also has a
Rob Reiner. How does my butt look? He goes, not bad. Like, yeah, I'm gonna remember that.
Well, that's a great performance. Like those the sly performances that he had in other directors' work. The one I would say that came up on my feed because it's a movie I love, and it's not necessarily the most safe for work film, but there is a scene in The Wolf of Wall Street that's
I forgot he was in that.
Stunning. It is a stunning scene. It's all about shaved. Is it really? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So it's and he plays DiCaprio's father, and it's a great scene. It is a fantastic.
What are these charges?
I know exactly what scene you're talking about. But
I
just completely forgot that one.
I want to kind of remember too that he's a director, he's an actor, just a damn funny performer, and that all goes back to him starting his career as a writer. One of his very first, he was doing improv. I can't remember if he was in like the Committee or one of those like early improv groups in LA, but one of his first writing gigs for television was on the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour in that third season when they started to really push the let's bring a lot of progressive countercultural stuff onto network prime time, into people's living rooms.
You love the Smothers Brothers, don't you?
Which, yes, I do.
Well, yes,
because they are they're a keystone. The more I've dug into what they've done, the more I'm realizing how much of a keystone they are for a lot of the second half of comedy and culture in the 20th century.
Rich knows that. No Smothers Brothers, no Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
that's it.
And
that's a true statement.
that's a big domino
I've
not
been
to have
around Rich
follow.
long enough to know, no, Rich, no one knows this.
Oh, come on.
That's a compliment.
But thank you. But also one thing I learned today, and I was like, what? And I actually went and looked it up to make sure, it wasn't somebody just talking out their butt. Do you know what sitcom Rob Reiner wrote the pilot for? What highly influential 10-season long sitcom with numerous spin-offs that Rob Reiner wrote the pilot for and then never wrote another episode?
Wait. Don't tell us. Let me guess. It had numerous spin-offs, like more than one?
Numerous.
More than one.
Way more than one. At least 2 that I can think of off the top of my head that were very successful, and another 1 or 2 that were not.
Cheers.
I know the answer.
Mm-mm.
No,
it's not
I would
cheers.
say it involves jumping a shark, I would say.
Oh, it does indeed. It does indeed. It's the show that gave us the expression "jumping the shark." Happy Days.
Happy Days. Happy Days had one of the greatest.
What the fuck spinned off of Happy Days?
Laverne and Shirley.
Mork and
and
Mindy.
Mindy.
Joni Loves Chachi.
Joni Loves Chachi and Blansky's Beauties. The last 2 failed miserably. Joni Loves Chachi failed
never
a
watched
lot
a single
harder.
episode of any single one of those, including Happy Days.
You've never watched Happy Days?
I've never watched Happy Days. I've never watched Mork and Mindy.
This is a
I think Happy Days was starting to fall out of syndication in the early 90s.
Right
so
around the time she came
I can
around.
see where that would have missed you.
But Happy Days for me, and Rich, I think you're right in the age frame.
Mhm.
You're right in the age frame. Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, Three's
It's just a
Company
timing
were
thing, isn't that?
Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
Do you remember
That was
Happy Days? Laverne and Shirley, Three's Company were the 3 shows, 8, 8:30, 9 o'clock on ABC. You got the full culmination. You got a very funny 50s show. You got a kind of very cool Penny Marshall female-centric show.
Was it
with
Penny
her.
Marshall?
And Penny
his
Marshall,
first
of course.
wife?
Yes.
And Penny Marshall was his
It all
first
ties
wife.
in. It all ties in. And then Mork and Mindy, there was an episode of Happy Days where Mork basically didn't understand the Fonz is cool, and he came from outer space, and he basically took Arthur Fonzarelli's cool, and that was a whole episode. And then Mork and Mindy, because Robin Williams was so great in that episode, Mork and Mindy got a run. I think it was like a 6-year run. Like the Happy Days, it was the genealogical father of a lot of shows in the 70s and 80s.
That was the episode that basically launched Robin Williams's career. Before that, he was doing like little things here and there. He was a ensemble player in the Richard Pryor short-lived sketch series in '77, which was really
He was always on Evening at the Improv on A&E. Yeah. But Reiner wrote for a lot of those shows. Like you look at his filmography and his life. Like he grew up, like his dad was Carl Reiner, one of the funniest fucking humans on the planet. Not like just one of the funniest fucking humans ever.
I hate to say it. The only thing, no, I know who Carl.
You're scaring me. You didn't know Happy Days.
I didn't know. I knew what Happy Days was just because I've never seen an episode of it. Doesn't mean I didn't know what it was.
Oh, I think you'd absolutely hate Happy Days.
Ocean's 11.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's where I first discovered.
I was thinking The 1,000-Year-Old Man.
Okay, now
one of the greatest.
You lost.
One of the, I know that's, but what I'm saying to you, Natasha, if you were to go and look, The 1,000-Year-Old Man is one of the greatest sketch comedy sequences of all time. Rich, like who's on first? level?
It's Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner. Mel Brooks is playing a character called the 1,000-Year-Old Man. Carl Reiner is asking him questions, and and the 2 of them together, it's comedy magic. They used to do it at parties, and then they finally, made an album out of it, and a couple of albums, I think, actually
sold platinum.
Yeah.
platinum comedy albums.
But everybody also talks about what a mensch, in the truest Jewish sense of the word, that he was just such a really good guy. The other big major story I kind of want to share is as Rob Reiner's doing that run of those first 6 movies or so, and he gets to I'm suddenly blanking. Jeepers.
That one.
The Tom Cruise one. Yeah.
A Few Good Men.
A Few Good Men. Yes. Half Step Back. A Few Good Men and American President. If he hadn't worked with Aaron Sorkin on those 2 movies, especially American President, no West Wing.
No West Wing at all.
Oh God, no.
And I don't want to live in that world.
We're living in that world.
Yes. Well, kind of.
But also, I forgot to mention one of the 80s movies he made that we like. That early run that we were talking about, right? Spinal Tap 84, The Sure Thing, which, if you've never seen The Sure Thing, a fantastic John Cusack movie before we knew what John Cusack movies were, right? John Cusack, Daphne Zuniga, fantastic.
Yeah, that one's hard to find on streaming though. It's hard to find. Frustrating.
Stand by Me, Princess Bride, When Harry Met Sally, Misery, A Few Good Men. That is a run. That is a David Lean-like run.
Yes. As he was finishing off A Few Good Men, he was looking around. He had already established Castle Rock, his production shingle. They were already starting to produce movies that he wasn't directing. And a script came across his desk. And it was a book adaptation. He read it. And he goes, my God, this is a great script. I really want to direct it. And they reached out to the fairly unknown writer, and the unknown writer was like, look, I optioned this book. I wrote this script. I poured my heart and my blood into it. I really want to direct it. And there was a little back and forth. And then finally, Rob said, you know what? I'll give up on this. You go and direct this movie, Mr. Frank Darabont, that we're going to call Shawshank Redemption. Yeah. Meanwhile, Rob Reiner goes, okay, well, then my friend Alan Zweibel has a book that I kind of like, so maybe I'll adapt that into a movie. And that became North. Now, if you're kind of familiar with Rob Reiner's career, you know North was probably not the greatest film. It was probably his worst film. And I think even he has made fun of it a little bit along the way. I remember seeing a Comedy Central thing once.
It's not good.
And so, North comes out first, gets hammered, absolutely hammered by the critics, and when you're on that kind of like a hot streak and then you get knocked off the pedestal, it's got to sting a little.
Bad movie.
I would imagine. Yeah.
It's the one bad movie
and then
from 84 to 90.
Mm-hmm. And then a couple of months later, Frank Darabont comes back with his completed version of Shawshank Redemption. Now, you would think that somebody who passed on Shawshank got beaten up in an alleyway by all the critics in the United States, and then had to sit down and watch somebody else do Shawshank, their version of Shawshank. They would just be mad. They'd be bitter. They'd be watching, going, I would have done this differently. Oh my God, I would have done, So they go to the screening. They go to the screening room. Rob Reiner just sits down. They roll the movie. Frank Darabont stands in the back, scared out of his mind about what kind of reaction he might be getting. Movie ends. Lights come up. Rob Reiner stands up, turns around, tears streaming down his face. He comes up to Frank Darabont, hugs him, and says, "This is going to be the best movie Castle Rock will ever release. Thank you."
That's about right.
And he totally put his own ego, his own thoughts about what he wanted to do with that movie entirely away, and was able to just go, no. I'm not going to be bitter about all these turn of events. I'm not going to be jealous. I'm going to be magnanimous. He's a mensch.
I was talking about this on Loud Nerdy. It's like all the stories you read about John Candy. Like none of the Rob Reiner, there's no bad Rob Reiner stories either, right? Like the John Candy stories are magnanimous. The Rob Reiner stories are like he helped me find this person I needed, or he put me in the right place, or I found whatever. Like, and you think about like, but his later movies got more personal and they got more like political, right? Goes to
Mhm.
Mississippi in '96. He does The Story of Us. He does Alex and Emma. Rumor has it, The Bucket List, which is
Yeah,
kind
we
of
wouldn't have the term the bucket list if it weren't for that movie.
if it weren't for that
That's
movie.
crazy to me.
And then he makes a bunch of private movies and just kind of like movies that
That
Shock
doesn't
and
feel
awe.
right. That doesn't feel right. I feel like we had that term before that.
I thought so too,
I
but
don't think so.
recently, within like the last year, I read somewhere
I
that
think
the
it's
term
I think
originated with the movie.
with the movie and I think there's a book. I think The Bucket List is
Oh,
not based on the book. But the movie that he kind of like he's been working on lately, the one that jumps out at me, like, because his early career is 9 hits in a row, boom, 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 and then like one of the things that jumps out, he did this documentary for HBO a couple years ago called Albert Brooks Defending My Life, where it's him and Albert Brooks going over Albert Brooks's amazing career, and it could have like it was funny, but it was completely one of the best things you could ever watch if you want to understand comedy, if you want to understand how people's minds, how somebody with a comic mind can look at something and go, this is a tragedy. Is it a tragedy though, or is it funny as fuck? Right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and just the idea that they're sitting there where they're going through it, and because he trusted Rob Reiner so much, it's a magical documentary that I have gone back to a couple times just because I find it funny. It's like he's hilarious in it, and Brooks
Mm-hmm.
is being direct. It's a really great thing where he's making these mockumentaries, Spinal Tap 2,
Well,
and
he and Brooks have been lifelong
Well,
friends. They
yeah.
went to high school together. There is an old Johnny Carson Tonight Show clip where Carl Reiner is one of the guests, and Johnny asks him, he goes, Carl, who do you think is who is the funniest person you know of? Who do you think is the funniest person in the country right now? And Carl Reiner goes, well, there's this kid who goes to high school with my son who is hilarious. and that's who he meant. He meant Albert Brooks.
Albert Brooks.
Of course, Albert Brooks, his father was a vaudeville Catskills comedian who literally died on stage.
Yes.
And then, of course, Albert Brooks's brother is Super Dave Osborne. If you Bob Einstein's that character. So
thank you, Linus O'Brien, for joining us on Instagram.
Oh, thank you.
Good evening from Joe, my grand poobah of the Indie Escape Network.
Howdy, Joe.
Ken with a cheeky insult. Good evening, friends. Finally, a pretty face. Thank you, Ken, for finally noticing me. I appreciate that. And I have done some work. I've gotten some work. Of course, he's talking about you, Natasha. Of course, he's talking about you, Natasha.
Of course.
Jesus. But anyway, and that's the thing. You never hear bad words about Rob Reiner, right? You never hear, and it's a sad loss. But the thing is, and one of the not sad things is that when you lose a filmmaker of this magnitude, the interesting thing for me is that this is a great place where his work gets rediscovered, right?
Mm-hmm.
What made those movies in that run so special? The humanity, the love, the warmth, just everything about them that was like.
There is a sense of humanity in all of those movies. There is something very real to them.
A bright, shining beacon of humanity.
Yeah.
For a filmmaker.
Which brings me to the question I wanted to ask both of you. And I think you might have already answered it, JW. If you're going to watch one movie like over the next couple of days to, as you're like this is going to help me memorialize in my own heart Rob Reiner and his career, even though, I'll continue to watch his films until we draw our last breaths. What's kind of like your go-to, this is my memorial film that I want to watch for him?
Natasha, ladies first, please.
Yes.
Normally I would say When Harry Met Sally, but I don't need to watch that. It's up here.
Yeah.
No, trust me, Rich can state, I can quote every single freaking line in order.
I sat next to her while she's done it.
I can do it with my back turned.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say, I think my memorial film for this is going to be An American President.
Okay. That's a great choice. It's a fantastic,
because I think it encapsulates
great movie
that he believed in. There was
the idea. The fun thing there is the concept that they never worked together. Annette Bening and Michael Douglas should have made 20 movies together.
Their chemistry is beautiful.
God, it's off the charts.
It's so good. It's so good. So a couple things. I'm going to preface mine. But American President's a great choice, especially like if you're into nostalgia and thinking when the American President was like an off kind of a distance, like, oh, it's like an immaculate conception of what a president should be. That's a great choice.
All good jokes I make.
Well, no, but so I watched Stand By Me today, but I didn't watch Stand By Me as my go-to. I watched Stand By Me because I haven't watched it in forever.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt the need because if you remember the opening of Stand By Me, it's basically Richard Dreyfuss sitting in a car and he's looking at a newspaper. And it's, his friend got killed. Seemed appropriate. But the go-to is The Princess Bride. It's got everything. It's got rats of unusual size.
Rodents of unusual size.
It's got, it's fine. Rats are fine. It's got Andre the Giant. It's got fucking Inconceivable. It's got all the things that make you warm.
Yeah, that's you just reminded me too. How many of Rob Reiner's movies have lines that are part of the vernacular? Inconceivable. It goes to 11.
Not much of that in the book, though.
I don't think it was in the book.
It's been a long time since I read
the Inconceivable thing, but I'm talking about like all his movies. Like I just said, like It Goes to 11 from Spinal Tap.
I'll Have What She's
or
Having.
Hello Cleveland, or I'll Have What She's Having, for goodness sakes.
Yeah.
There are that stick out that aren't even just lines. I actually reached out. I was talking to a friend the other day. We have our annual Christmas party this weekend. It is a formal event. We all dress up for it.
I wear my t-shirt.
Kill you and you know it. But I had shown a friend what I was going to wear, and they said, "Okay, how are you going to have your hair done?" I decided to cancel my hair appointment, so this will not be happening. But this is, honest to God, this is the screenshot I sent them several days ago. I literally sent them the shot of Annette Bening from An American President.
I knew exactly it was going to be that. I thought I was gonna go. I thought you were gonna like show a picture of Nicholson, A Few Good Men, and would have been weird, but would have been something.
Kevin Pollak.
I think that's the other one.
It's perfect for tonight.
I think that's the other one that's highly underrated, Rich. One that I think everybody genuinely loves. Some for the wrong reason, some for the right reason. A Few Good Men is highly underrated.
I think it's genius.
I think it's underrated.
Seriously? That's a line from fucking Stand By Me? Oh, excuse my language, but
yes, it is. Ken's comment.
I have to really quick. I have to commandeer this for 1 second because I was trying to say something earlier and I got cut off. JW, do you watch Stranger Things?
Yes, but I have not seen season 5 at all yet because I was on a cruise.
All right. I will be no spoilers. I promise to God. But there is a character that literally says, "Suck my big fat one." And on top of it, I think it might be in an episode, if it's not in that episode, but there is an episode directed by Frank Darabont.
Yeah, no, but
There's a few.
there's a few episodes from Darabont, but the Stranger Things thing, you haven't seen Stand By Me, you can do a direct line from Stand By Me to Stranger Things.
You can do a direct line from anything to Stranger Things from the 80s, pretty much.
Well, no, but Stand By Me especially. 4 friends going to see a dead body. It could be the tagline for either of those things. Just saying it's in the trailer, for fuck's sake. Anyway,
I haven't seen Stand By Me.
I understand, but I'm just saying. So
I haven't even seen the trailer. I don't know what it's about.
That breaks my heart. I'm very excited you're going to get to watch it. I've had the distinct pleasure this 2025 of showing Rich a couple of the movies he's never seen, and like some of them are great and some of them aren't, but for the most part he understands why they would be culty, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But Stand By Me is like, it's schmaltzy, but it's like it's Spielberg schmaltzy. Like it's good schmaltzy. Anyway,
just wait.
That's the one I watched today, Rich. Like in prep for this show tonight. But I think The Princess Bride is my whoopee. Like it's the one where you know, again, you show to the right person at the right time. Okay. It becomes a magical experience.
Just wait until I tell you guys how much I hate Spinal Tap.
I know. I almost hate to tell you that my go-to, that I know that you don't like Spinal Tap. I know we've had discussions about this, including
be wrong. We all can be
roughly
wrong.
13 hours ago. I kind of wanted to half jokingly say my go-to, my memorializing movie is going to be the 4.5 hour cut of Spinal Tap that I have. It's a rough cut. It's like virtually version? No, it's like every outtake that they had. Every scene that they shot, they just put a giant assembly cut together.
I actually have a friend who did a shot for Spinal Tap.
Well, but the 4 hour version, Rich, forgive me.
It might be in that 4 hour.
The way it's because they're all it's basically it's all like multiple improv people, like just and changing up the line. Like it's like that improv game they play on Who's Line It Anyway.
It's not like the same scene with a different line 3 times. It's one version of each scene, boom, 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 boom. And then they just have to whittle it down and going, okay, this hotel room scene is 7 minutes long. We need to make it 45 seconds. We need to make this scene, boom. This scene is good, but it doesn't serve the overall story. Out it goes.
Rich, check the chat.
I'm not going to watch that. But I do want to, I do want to kind of watch that at some point, just as an editor, as an education on editing. Is
what where
you can see, okay, I see these choices that Rob Reiner made, and that's what made this movie, a comedy icon film, for most of us. But I think actually the movie I'm going to be watching is also
the good jokes were ruined before I got to see the movie.
Yeah, it just became so part of pop culture. Yeah, we talked about this.
But
the movie I'm going to rewatch.
Culture. It was you and Darren.
Sorry.
God damn you, Rich.
I know, I suck.
Comment.
The movie I'm going to rewatch though is American President, because it's so aspirational, and I think that's what he ultimately wants to leave us with is we can do better, we can be better, we just have to. He wanted to inspire us with his films, I think, ultimately, and I think that's probably in this moment the best one to pick.
Did Ridgely Claus take away our Christmas stuff?
What?
It's like it came and went. I didn't even know anything about it. Now that it's gone, I'm missing it. Anyway,
Yes.
Did you accidentally lose it while
No, I
flipping
didn't
in
know.
and
I
out?
no.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I'm just asking.
I think Ridgely Claus took it away from us.
You mean
Ridgely Claus, I'm a Christmas
Richie
elf. You put those
Claus.
back right now.
He also writes, speaking of Stand By Me, anyone see the new Corey Feldman versus the World documentary on Apple TV? I have not seen it. I'm knee deep in Pluribus on Apple TV. There we go. We're back. We're festive again.
Thank you. Thank you,
But
Joe.
I think ending the Rob Reiner conversation, he is one of the truly great filmmakers. He also, depending on who you talk to, and for the most part, everybody that you talk to in Hollywood was a good person in Hollywood, which again, I'm reminded of the John Candy stuff. Every John Candy story I ever read, Rich, is this incredible story of John Candy helping somebody that was lower on the totem pole than he was. And I think Rob Reiner was in the same fucking boat. You know?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm in a couple of like groups on Facebook that are mostly film workers, and I just kind of mostly lurk to learn things. And a lot of stories were coming out today about, oh, he almost cast me in this, and then he called me back years later because he thought I might be good for A Few Good Men. And while Kevin Pollak got the role, he made sure I got another role in the movie. Or somebody was like, yeah, he helped mentor me on this little student documentary I was doing, and we've stayed in contact ever since. Or I talked to him for half an hour about something once and then only realized the next day that's who it was. All these wonderful stories. And I'm at work. I'm trying to be working. And, I'd take a break every now and then just to reshift my mental gears. And I see one of these stories and I'm like, I'm at work. I can't just start sobbing, at these stories because they're all just so beautiful and heartbreaking.
They're wonderful. The other great, like Shawshank, like his Stephen King connection is very high because if you look at it, Castle Rock not only did he do Misery, Stand By Me, which are based on Stephen King, Shawshank Redemption is also based on Stephen King, and the other one we haven't talked about that was a Castle Rock movie that was an incredible adaptation. Stephen King's The Green Mile, right?
Oh my God, incredible film.
These are movies that he had a hand in. These are movies that it's just an incredible loss. And by the way, happy Hanukkah to those India Escape family members that celebrate. Happy Hanukkah, yes.
Yes.
Festival of Lights, also, whatever you're celebrating. Kwanzaa, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever. We welcome everybody, all faiths, anything we can get our hands on. We want you to watch our
movie.
Don't
like the Irish.
No. It's the Dutch.
Oh, prairie fire. The Irish can come too.
You only get away with that line right now because it's said by David Huddleston, who played Santa Claus.
That's A, true. B, I'm part Irish, so I can. So I'm. And C, Rob Reiner was the son of.
There's not
Mel
a
Brooks
Christmas show with Natasha that goes without mentioning Santa Claus the movie. It's just it's like an infection. It's like the 28 Days Later of movies for us.
I mean, was the 80s.
Rage.
So.
Anyway, let's talk about our movie tonight. Rest in peace, Rob Reiner. Thank you for the great films.
Ken's not happy.
Grumpy Old Men is the movie tonight. Jack Lemmon. My name says I'm Irish. McKernan. The wee lad, the McKernan. From the Canada.
From County McKernan.
From Canada. Anyway.
I can't do Irish in my life. Scottish, however.
I did a play in Scranton. I did a play in Scranton at Proof Rocks. Dating myself. There was a cafe called Proof Rocks. I did a play that was based on the Irish hunger famines. We had somebody that came in and taught us dialect. So I learned a heavy Irish dialect. And I had a tape recorder and everything. That was like hardest. I got paid for the show though. It was a paying gig. Anyway.
That's the best I can do as an Irish accent.
Well, it's like a wee little bit, a wee lass. Anyway, Grumpy Old Men, Jack Lemmon, Walter Matthau, Ann-Margaret. This is dealer's choice. This is Natasha Bogutzki saying, "I will come back, but only if you pick cool movies I like."
I sat through Gremlins last year. I despise that
Sat
movie.
through Gremlins. You were gifted Gremlins last year.
I was gifted Little Maniac.
I was thinking about this. Rich, I didn't
Again, they're
remember.
akin to children.
Rich, I didn't remember this movie as being a Christmas movie. I know it got released at Christmas. I did not remember any Christmas things in it at all. Going in today blind on a rocket.
What's really funny is I thought I had seen this a long time ago, and I was like, it's really fuzzy. I'm sure something will come back. I'm thinking I might have seen Grumpier Old Men and never seen this
sequel, yeah.
The first.
Yeah, because Sophie Loren.
Maybe. But then again, you know me and my love for Ann-Margaret. So
well, I would say, well, okay, a couple things. So production, the most interesting thing production-wise for this movie is first, it's filmed all on location in Minnesota, but that the script was written specifically by Mark Steven Johnson with Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau and Sophia Loren originally to star. And basically, he wrote the script while he was working at Orion Pictures. Remember Orion Pictures, Rich? Remember how many good movies Orion Pictures produced? But so he wrote this script while working as a secretary there. They basically pitched the idea, Johnson's script to Bill Gerber. And then Johnson basically got everything he wanted. Matthau didn't want to do it, but then his son came in and said, "When are you going to get the chance to work with Jack Lemmon again?" And Matthau, I guess, in his
well, it turns out twice more actually.
Yeah, a few more times. But this was the lead of that, right? And we'll talk about that in Legacy. But then Ann-Margaret gets cast instead of Sophia Loren, although Sophia Loren is eventually cast in Grumpier Old Men. And then the script had several rewrites during production. Like, they got there and they realized they had Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau. And one, there was going to be a lot of improv. And two, it wasn't as funny because there's a lot of disturbing shit in this script if you pay attention, like really close attention. There's an IRS lien. There's somebody just dies out of dying. So the script is actually kind of a downer, but they realized eventually, hey, we have Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon. We should maybe make a comedy.
And their chemistry is as good as it ever has been.
Yeah, it's an amazing, like, the idea that these two guys, the feeding off of each other, and like, I'm gonna say it on record as a legacy thing I want done. I want cuts. I want the cut stuff put back at the end of movies. We did it in the 80s and 90s. We need to get back to it. We need to get back to, like, watching comedic geniuses like riff on whatever they're doing. Like,
there's 5 different line reads.
Yeah, there's one in the fucking credits where it's Walter Matthau's blowing a line, and he's absolutely blowing a line. He's like, "Yeah, whatever, New Year's, Christmas, whatever the hell this holiday is." And it's just, I had an enormous amount of fun with that.
Burgess Meredith, though.
The run that they give Burgess Meredith.
Yeah, the Burgess Meredith, the line, that's the line reading thing I was thinking about. But like, they're
steals the fucking show.
They put on their friendship like an old warm shoe. And then they add different things to it. But one of the things that they filmed on location, they arrived in January 93, but they had to wait to start shooting until February because that was the winter. They decided not to have a Minnesota winter. So they had to wait a month. They got there in January, had to wait. Also, did you guys know that they filmed some of the scenes at Paisley Park? So this movie has a Prince connection as well, which is amazing. Prince is in the special thanks at the end of the credits. It says thank you to Paisley Park and its owner. It doesn't say
I
Prince.
never caught that.
And its owner. I was like, that's just amazing. Like the idea of The ice shanty scenes were shot in Lake Rebecca, so it was like a really cool thing. Filming wrapped June 23rd, 1993. So it took a long time, and the reason behind that was because Walter Matthau got pneumonia while filming the fight scene. So he got really sick, like deathbed sick.
Are we talking frozen fish fight scene?
Yes, he got sick during that scene, falling on the ice and all, but he got pneumonia. So it really kind of like.
But then again, it's June in Minnesota. They probably still did have snow. So
I would imagine they still have frozen ice lakes, I guess. I don't know. But the
Mhm.
movie is the way, but I guess what they did was they filmed all the winter scenes outside, and then they filmed all of the interior stuff in like Paisley Park and different places. So, but it's completely seamless if you're looking at the movie, right? You can't really tell. But there was no fighting, like, except for Matthau saying he didn't want to do it and he wasn't sure of coming back. He wasn't sure in himself, which you read a little bit about, where his son basically said, my dad was out of the game for a while. He had a bunch of bombs in the 80s. I ought to be in pictures and Little Miss Marker and just a bunch of things that weren't great in the 80s. And he was kind of out of it a little bit. And to get him talked back, Lemmon didn't have that problem in the 80s. Lemmon kind of breezed through the 80s as an important actor of some, regard. Matthau was a little bit harder to bring back, and that was the most interesting thing I found during production. And also it's beautiful. Like the movie looks beautiful. Like there's a sequence when Ann-Margaret's on top of a hill, looking down at like all the snow in the houses, and it's just really, their chemistry is unheralded. It's uncanny, and they don't have a director or anybody that's like where you're looking at it going, it's a full on. The director's Donald Petrie, who made a series of movies, but nothing where you go. He was kind of a workman.
I was gonna say he's a workman. He's a journeyman director. He provides solid direction. He'll give you, a good movie. He doesn't have his own visual flair.
No,
you can't look at a Donald. You can't look at one of his movies and go, "Oh, that's
Donald
who the
Petrie.
director is." Yeah. Whereas, like, say, like a Sam Raimi, definitely you can look at that and go, "Oh, Jesus, Sam Raimi."
But to give you an idea of his filmography, though, really good, like a decent filmography. Mystic Pizza, Opportunity Knocks, which is a Dana Carvey movie. Grumpy Old Men, The Favor, Richie Rich, which isn't good. The Associate, My Favorite Martian, also not good. But Miss Congeniality, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Those are good. And How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days has come back around in like the last year and a half, and it's been heralded as one of the great romantic comedies of.
But he's not. I think one of the things about it is he's just not somebody where you go, it's a Donald Petrie movie. I can tell by how it looks.
No, you can't.
So, and then also Mark Steven Johnson would go on to do some movies that are like he's responsible for Daredevil and Elektra and Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance and
poor bastard
Grudge Match and Jack Frost.
We don't shit on Jack Frost.
Wait, the Michael Keaton movie? Speaking of Sam Raimi, he almost directed that.
Wow.
He was attached to that.
I just want to make sure I understand this. For the record, you're saying Jack Frost with Michael Keaton as a snowman and Santa Claus the movie are very high on your list.
Rewatch Jack Frost now as a father.
Okay. I will. I don't know that I'm going to see it, but anyway, but that I don't know that that's going to happen. I'm going to be honest.
Next year's Christmas.
Oh my god, the shit you put me. You complain about Gremlins, and oh my god. Okay, but here's where we get fun.
Was this painful for you?
No, but okay. I also think it's it wasn't painful. I will say that to you. But it's how do I also say this? I don't know that it's like I'm gonna go in line with almost with some of the other people, I think the material is beneath them. Like, I think this movie could be 1,000 times better without all some of the junk in it. Like, some of the pieces that are floating around are just kind of like superfluous. We'll get there in a moment, though. But I don't think it's the type of movie that gets made nowadays.
No, it does not.
Which is also super interesting. So I appreciate you giving me that, right? Because we can definitely talk about that as a movie show, right? Box office. Wow. This is where you go, what the fuck happened here? So this movie cost $35 million to make. It grossed it opened Christmas Day, by the way, just so we're clear. Christmas Day in 93. And the money is absolutely astounding. It opened on December 25th, 1993 with a weekend gross of $3 million. It went on to earn $70 million in the United States and Canada. So that means it grossed $67 million over the next 10 weeks. So it came out Christmas Day, did okay Christmas Day, and then kind of just sat in theaters for 10 weeks in 93 into 94, which
You're
is
welcome.
It's an amazing run. It's an absolutely incredible run. And the budgetary concerns notwithstanding, it cost about $35 million to make. So it was profitable, but it wasn't like, it was one of the bigger hits in 93. 93 is a desperate year, but also it was the right movie at the right time on the right calendar schedule.
I will say, considering how long the production ended up running, 35 million is actually not that bad, because usually they shoot out within less time than that.
Oh, no, I agree. I agree that they probably, a lot of that $35 million budget was dealing with the concept that Walter Matthau was sick, and having to hold on to all those people, right? But
and having everybody standing by in Minnesota for a couple of weeks waiting for snow in January.
A month waiting in January. Yeah. So a couple things. So anyway, well above its budget. So it doubles its budget. It was released in the United Kingdom on May 27, 1994, where Natasha, it's going to shock you, but it grossed an additional $10.4 million, bringing its worldwide total to 80.5. And then this is one of Warner Brothers' biggest home video releases of all time. It grossed another $40 million when it came out on home video in rentals and buying.
When I was a kid going into Blockbuster, it was everywhere. When it wasn't even just Blockbuster, it was going into Wegmans supermarkets, and when they used to have a video section, they had tons of Grumpy Old Men and Grumpier Old Men. And going into
that's just because they work at Wegmans, but
Suncoast Video, so many places have this movie.
This was one of the movies that Warner Brothers priced to sell. So this was a 1999 $24.99 release on home video, and subsequently, actually, which kind of ties in with Natasha being right about this. Released on DVD June 25th, 97. It also has a August 22nd 2-pack with Grumpier Old Men. It then was made available July 7th, 2009 on Blu-ray. Double feature pack came out February 23rd, 2010. So they would release the original movie, then release the second movie with it as a 2-pack the following year, which I thought was interesting. And they also had Laserdisc releases of this movie. Although I will tell you that the Blu-rays, and anytime you watch it anywhere, rental, wherever, have no special features or bonus features. And I think that's an absolute crime. Because there should be somebody with a fucking camera on this set walking around with all these actors that are older and experienced, and just like, you know, there was always talk. I know Rich. The reason Rich likes Ann-Margaret is because she was a bit risque.
She was the Elvis of the. She was the female Elvis of the 60s.
Yes, and so the idea that somebody wasn't walking around with a camera with Matthau and Lemmon just kind of fucking talking to each other, that's a crime. And again, you get some of it in the things at the end of the movie, but I think it's a crime. So we go to critical response then and now. Now, I think the movie's, I didn't remember it being a Christmas movie. I remembered some of the plot. I didn't remember the IRS thing. I didn't remember, I was thinking about it. I didn't remember the IRS thing. I didn't remember that Ossie Davis died. Spoiler alert. I didn't remember that at all, like the bait shop sadness. I just remembered the fucking, like, what a putz. And hello, dickhead. Good morning, moron. You like, that's all I remembered. And they're funny. Like, you cannot stop them from being funny. And then you piece around them really funny actors. Like, you piece around them Kevin Pollak, who's playing straight man. You piece around them
Daryl Hannah.
You piece around them Burgess Meredith, who doesn't. He chews on every fucking line of dialogue he gets. And then
he schools them.
And then I would say that, and this is, I'm sure you feel this way. I know Rich feels this way. But Ann-Margaret is the scene stealer in the movie. Like, Matthau and Lemmon are great, but Ann-Margaret is effervescent. There's a sexiness to her, a smokiness to her, also just like a free spirit kind of crazy person moving to Minnesota in the middle of fucking winter. Like, just like, there's a whole, like,
there's also a warmth to her when
yes.
The bait shop guy says, I can't remember his name right now. Chuck, I think it's
Chuck.
Yes.
That woman living across your street isn't just a woman. She's an angel. I absolutely believe that from everything that we see. She brings life back wherever she goes. She makes people open their eyes and think outside themselves.
Wait till you see the legacy I'm going to tell you later. Wait till you see the legacy I'm going to tell this movie too.
While we're talking, JW, I just messaged you a picture going on through Facebook Messenger. Go dig that up for a moment. Please. Thank you.
I'm just your picture bitch, I guess, at this point.
Yes, you are.
I didn't discover this movie, even though I'd seen it in every video shop as a child. I did not discover this movie until probably about 6-7 years ago. And I watched both films back to back in one night. And I haven't laughed that hard since I was a child discovering the Three Stooges for the first time. I was glowing. This was something I had not experienced before. And a friend of mine, I showed it to them several years ago. And now we call each other moron and putz because we just riff on each other like this bullshit.
I think I would say to you is, like, I think again, it's a fun movie. It is perfectly suited to be a Christmas Day hit movie. You know what I mean? Where it's like the movies that get released on Christmas Day have to have a certain level of humor.
If you're okay with, certain ages of your kids hearing certain words.
No, they don't.
This is a great family movie. You all have relatives who are kind of like crotchety. You all have family members who may be going through some kind of marital issue. You all have, an older uncle, finally meeting somebody. You have all sorts of things going on here that I think are generally just universal. And I love
a couple of those.
What?
One of those shots was from Grumpy Old Man, and one of them was from the blooper track.
It is, and you mind your P's and Q's, Missy. You
but,
shush.
But I
Sorry.
oh god, I lost my train of thought here.
She's incorrigible, and that's why everybody loves her because she's effervescent. She's angelic, and
everybody understands the love triangle
she's a
story.
free spirit who keeps her Christmas tree up 6 months out of the year.
Only because I need it because we were shooting a Christmas scene.
One time.
I thought your husband was going to strangle us both for that.
But you're right. It's a perfectly situated Christmas movie. It's just,
and if you're a fan of this movie, I would say
you can find better material with them. You can find better material with them, with Matthau and Lemmon.
I think they do wonderful. I think they do a wonderful job with it. I think the fact that these are older characters who aren't just like, I mean, they're more than the sum of the title of grumpy old men. They have they have their own individual lives. They have their own relationship with each other. They have a history that informs that, and all of that, I think, this is an incredibly well character driven film. And you're right, the IRS shit could be cut out almost immediately, except we lose a fun performance from I don't want to lose a Buck Henry performance.
Chuck needs to be there. That storyline needs to be there. IRS could probably go out the window, but Chuck needs to be there. His death is what drives them to go,
oh gosh,
we don't have a lot of time. We're losing our friends, our closest friends. We need to take those chances, those risks that we've been so scared about.
And and in my mid-50s, that resonates with me, having, lost a few friends over the last several years now. And, so that kind of like hit home. But speaking of Chuck, do you have the picture?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I
forgot I had this picture until you said Warner Brothers. This picture from the set, this sign from the set is actually in the Warner Brothers prop warehouse, which if you take one of the Warner Brothers studio tours, you get to go into. This is a picture I took a year and a half ago when I was on that tour. That's the actual sign from the movie.
Terrible.
Warner Brothers did not pay for this endorsement, but if they want to send me some swag,
we're always here. You can send it to both of us, and maybe Natasha.
Is that the grumpy old men fan in the group?
I've shared swag with Natasha before, so
yeah, I'm sure. I wouldn't share with her.
You're the grumpy old man.
I am definitely a grumpy old man. That's the thing. I think the movie's fine. I don't think it's anything. I think, like, for me,
you're definitely Matthau.
I'm definitely Matthau. Oh, definitely. I am definitely.
I do the better Matthau though. It's garbage, Felix.
Garbage, Felix.
Yeah.
It took me 2 hours before I realized "fu" meant Felix Unger.
You know what it is now, Felix? It's garbage.
That makes me so happy.
We're doing dueling Walter Matthau. This is the stupidest show.
The lava shop, the Chuck's bait shop. Oh my god,
okay.
I'm glowing right now. I'm so happy.
For me, I think it's a fun movie that without Natasha, I don't know that I would have revisited. So, and what I envision with some of these movies that we watch sometimes, Rich. And maybe you like Grumpy Old Men, and you watch Grumpy Old Men, and you watch Out to Sea, and you watch Grumpy Old Men, and you love them. But you got it. Like, this is the kind of movie where I'm like, go back, watch The Odd Couple, watch where it began, and then
I actually recently rewatched Odd Couple for the first time in 10, 15 years. And it was because I wanted to watch Grumpy Old Men that night, but my brain said, we're not in the Christmas season yet. Don't spoil it for yourself. Also,
I can't even wonder how that brain, like, that's got to be a scary talk. You having to talk with your brain just got to be terrifying.
She has a wonderful brain.
Oh no, I didn't mean it as a bad thing. I just meant it getting in there and trying to dig around and try to, like, it's like Inception spinning a top. Just
look, at the end of the day, there were two choices. It was either I was going to make you visit the 20th anniversary of Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe tonight, or it was going to be Grumpy Old Men. And I thought you would get more out of Grumpy Old Men, as you probably haven't seen it in a very long time.
I would also say saving Narnia for next year is better because we're going to have a new Narnia movie out. So good call, Natasha. Excellent call.
Thank you.
Way to keep our standards going.
One other Jack Lemmon thing.
I also think that Grumpy Old Men open the door for movies like Something's Gotta Give.
They do. I think that's part. Like, I think you're right. Okay, that's perfect time. But I do want let Rich finish, and then we'll finish.
Well, first of all, movies featuring older people with, well-developed interior and exterior lives is a rarity. I don't think I quite got to that point while I was But one other thing that was just announced this past week involving Jack Lemmon. Back in the mid-'50s, before he became a movie star, when he was still kind of like a very much jobbing actor in New York, there was a short-lived TV series called The Ad-Libbers, which is basically, it only ran 5 episodes. 3 of them are known to exist. The other 2 are lost.
You and Lost Television, it's the best.
I know. It's an obsession.
It's amazing. It's incredible.
But these 3 episodes, this show sounds like, I've not seen any of these episodes, but the show sounds like an early version of Whose Line Is It Anyways?
I would imagine that's probably about right. The ad lib, that makes perfect sense.
And this is these 3 episodes are being released on DVD in March of next year.
Oh, that's good. That's great.
So not Lost anymore.
Well, no, we knew there were 3 Kinescope copies probably at like the Museum of the Moving Image or something like that. And I can't go to the Museum of Moving Image and not get out of the Muppet display. So
yeah, it is what it is, because
you are a walking Muppet.
The 3 of us are Muppets. Don't just throw him in that boat. You're a fucking Muppet too.
I am not.
Bounce your hair like this. Go. Do it. Yeah.
Nah, now you're downplaying it. But
yeah, you're downplaying it. But you're a Muppet.
You have Muppety moments.
You have Muppety moments. We use Rotten Tomatoes as a good aggregate. I do want to get into some of the reviews. Movie reviews out at 67%, but the popcorn meter has it at 74. So that's good for that.
Higher.
And what I would say is it's kind of mixed, average. Karen James writes, the kind of holiday movie a lot of people are searching for. It's cheerful. It's well under 2 hours, and it doesn't concern any major social blights. And unless you think Jack Lemmon tossing a dead fish into Walter Matthau's car is cause for alarm. Despite giving it 2 stars out of 4 and giving a mixed review about the film's credibility and diction, Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times concluded the review by saying, Matthau and Lemmon are fun to see together, for no other reason than just the essence of their beings. So he gave it a bad review, and if you read further in his review, he basically said, I've seen them do better, and if this is your entry point into Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon, great, but they have other stuff you need to see them in.
If you like this, you're going to love.
Yeah, you're going to love this. And that's an interesting thing.
As someone who has been in The Odd Couple and has seen The Odd Couple, I know it is heralded as the pinnacle of their work. I'm going to be in the minority. I think this is 1,000 times better. And the reason why I think it's better
Bold statement, Cotton.
is because they're more informed as people. They've seen things. They've gone through things. It's not so much now about the comedic timing, but delivering a realistic character performance that is based in reality. When you see him talking to his daughter, when you see this one talking to his daughter and this one talking to his son, I don't feel like you're watching a Walter Matthau, Jack Lemmon performance. You are seeing John Gustafson and you're seeing Max speaking to their kids about what fucking idiots they are, knowing that they're being hypocritical.
I think
there's a sadness to their wisdom.
There's a melancholy.
Their
there's
wisdom
a melancholy.
came through.
There's a line. My favorite line in the movie. My favorite line in the movie is Matthau. Matthau has this amazing line after Chuck dies, and Lemmon says, "Chuck died in his sleep," and he turns to Lemmon. He's like, "That lucky son of a bitch."
Exactly.
And it's great. And like I said, it's a completely pleasant movie. I don't think it rewrites record books. I don't think it doesn't. I think Ann-Margaret is the real, she has like a pixie dust quality to her in the movie that's amazing. And now we go to where I want to blow your minds, kids. This movie came out in 93, right? And I want to throw this at you. That does this movie here, right? I was thinking of Ann-Margaret's performance. It is the first pixie child girl performance.
Manic Pixie Dream Girl.
Manic Pixie Dream Girl.
It is the first Manic Pixie Dream Girl.
I would agree with that.
I'm not mad at that. No, yeah.
I'd absolutely agree.
The movie I was thinking about with her today was Garden State. The Natalie Portman Garden State. She comes into Zach Braff's life and just kind of gives him the right music, makes him a little bit better, makes him feel better. It's the first Manic Pixie Dream Girl performance.
I always think either 500 Days of Summer or Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
They're too late. They're already.
They're too
late.
Garden State came out after Eternal Sunshine. Yes, 500 Days of Summer is later on, but it is still considered to be a Manic Pixie Dream Girl. Zoe Deschanel? Yeah.
I'm checking. Here's where I like being right, Natasha. They came out. Garden State came out first.
By how long? A year?
6 months.
Oh, blow me.
I don't know how to answer that.
Moving on then.
Moving on.
You're talking to the girl who's been watching Spartacus recently. I've got some choice
But that's what I was
stored
thinking
up.
about today. One of the Ann-Margaret performance hit me, I think, harder than the Matthau and Lemmon performance. Although I think Mathau's really good in this. I think Lemmon's okay, but Lemmon's definitely later in his career had more to do. Mm-hmm. Matthau coming out it's like a pitcher or we had a football player that's 45 come out of retirement on Sunday. It's a little bit like that. Matthau getting his fastball back is a little bit more impressive than Lemmon, who was consistently working in the 90s, especially Glenn Ross, and so he didn't lose his fastball. Matthau coming out of retirement, but Ann-Margaret's there has to be somebody that they're willing to go after, and I think the legacy is that she is the first. She won the internet tonight with "Oh Blow Me." That's because nobody's watching if Rich or I say it to each other. So, it's saying, is it a win?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Is it a win?
I will say this about Walter Matthau. For all the things we talked about earlier on with Rob Reiner and his beauteous moments that he delivered that were culturally defining, there is no way I can ever listen to "I'm Too Sexy" without picturing Walter Matthau in that bathtub. It is.
If I knew there would be nudity in this picture, I would have asked for 1 million more. Well, and That's the other thing. That is
I
one
knew
thing
there
we
was
cannot.
nudity in this film. I would have done it for free.
That's another thing we didn't talk about during the critique, but I would say there is this movie does have excellent placement of up-to-date music and classical music placed in the exact right spots. That's also I was also thinking about that today. I would love to see the amount of money that this movie spent on music rights, because the music, like, there is a sequence, like, they play the Right Said Fred "I'm Too Sexy" song, and there is a sequence that's cut specifically to the moment where Jack Lemmon is picking out hats.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's again, it's special, it's well done. I don't hate the movie. I just think it's a minor thing, but I also think it is the kind of movie that my dad, running a movie theater in the 90s, would have been like, we get that for Christmas, everything's great. People will show up. You know what I mean?
There are so many things in this that now have become part of my daily life. Like that lucky bastard.
I knew you were an ice fisherman. I knew it.
Or even better, holy moly. That one.
I could see you walking around singing "Having a Heat Wave."
I've been singing that.
It's more me.
Okay, no.
That is probably more you.
Having a Heat Wave.
I certainly can.
What was it? Was it it was either it was White Christmas. Heat Wave, I think, was in a White Christmas, and it was also in No Business Like Show Business. So for me, that's where I get it from. So
we both have tried our math house, but can Rich do an Ethel Merman? There's no business like show business, like no.
Let me move the mic back. There's no business like show business, like no business I know.
And people thought the "Oh Blow Me" won the internet.
I don't know. That was pretty impressive. But,
it was good. It was good. I'm not gonna lie.
I could do Ethel Merman singing disco because I have that album.
Yep, there you go.
Ethel Merman's inspiration for the producers in Springtime for Hitler always will win.
But that being said, I think the legacy of the movie also, they got to do a couple more movies. They were at bank at the box office. This also, there was a series of movies that came out in the late 90s where older people got a chance to shine, which, you give them a little bit of credit. It is a good thing.
For me, this movie is warm. It's inviting. It is something that is perfect for all ages. It talks about things that are serious.
You are our manic pixie dream girl. That's why we have you on.
It's the hair, isn't it?
It's both.
It's the hair.
It's the tree and the hair.
The Alice Cullen pixie.
We had you on in March, and you still had the fucking tree. It's both.
I always come with a tree. That sounds wrong.
Yeah, that sounds very wrong.
Well, I didn't take it that way. She won the internet, but I'm gonna say I took it as more like if Natasha had an action figure, it would be she would have a tree with her, as I would have a Raiders.
Yes,
but it's warm, it's inviting, it's perfect for the whole family. You get things that are serious, things that are lighthearted. You can teach lessons. For me, it is a great, perfect Christmas movie.
Perfect. And that is a good place. Let's as we finish up tonight, let's talk about 2026. Is there one thing? What is the one thing, televisions or movies, that you're looking forward to in 2026?
Ask Rich first.
No.
Rich, let's see.
You go first because she runs everything.
The self-serving answer would be, I'm excited to see what film festivals our short film Murphy gets into. But again, that'd be self-serving.
Nice.
So,
nice.
I got an executive producer I have to keep happy with my promotion work.
Yeah, there you
go.
I haven't look, there's a ton of stuff coming. I think everybody
I was gonna say you've obviously been thinking about this, so go.
I have, because we're doing on Loud and Nerdy tomorrow night, the most anticipated TVs and movies of TV shows and movies for 2026. But I think everybody is going to be excited about Avengers. Everybody's going to be excited about Supergirl. I think
I forgot about those.
Okay. I think everybody's going to be excited about the Odyssey. I think, but the one that I don't think we're taking into account, because I think he's had a not misfires, but just hasn't been up to his usual. I think the untitled Spielberg movie coming out on 6/26/2026, the untitled UFO Spielberg movie that has a flashy display in Times Square with just a fucking eye that nobody knows what the fuck it means. And we've not gotten a trailer. We don't know what the fuck the movie's about. We just know it has a great cast. We've heard things along the lines of from Hollywood, right? People who have seen it or been in the screenings of it. That's, I think, my number one thing. Because if he comes back and if he does what I know he's capable of doing, yes, sign me the fuck up. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm excited about a bunch of stuff, but there's a Buffy reboot coming out.
There's like two that are kind of springing to mind off the top of my head. The first is so far we've had Peacemaker, Superman, Creature Commandos, the Suicide Squad. We've seen James Gunn's DCU, but he's also said that, this is going to be kind of like expansive and other directors can come in and do, different tonal things.
Play in the sandbox.
Play in the sandbox. Have fun as contributing to an overall story. And this coming year, we've got Lanterns, the TV series. We've got Supergirl, and we've got Clayface coming in October. All three of which, 3 different creators, 3 different characters, 3 different potential types of stories.
Tones.
And so we're really, I think we're going to see a real expansion, hopefully, of what this overall cinematic franchise is going to be going forward, after this second full year of things. That's exciting.
I don't think people are ready for Supergirl. I think Cruella is one of the greatest movies made in the last 5 years. I've watched Cruella numerous times. I think
it's so freaking good.
It's such a great movie. It's got a great performance.
And so's Tanya.
But he's a really talented director, and he's getting to play in the sandbox with approval. And also, the Lantern scene I've seen, we've never had Hal Jordan, and we've never had Jon Stewart, and they look like Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. Yes, those are great choices.
The other thing though that I'm really looking forward to, Hail Mary. I've heard nothing but good about the book. It's Lord Miller doing live action. I think it looks
yes, there are
amazing.
Things aside from the normal like you get from us. I'm excited about Superman or Supergirl. I'm excited about the next Avengers. Like, you can literally see Avengers and Superman in my picture behind me. Yeah, I'm excited about all those things. But Spielberg maybe getting his groove back, that would make me so fucking happy. He scares the shit out of people, and he just kind of like makes the tense taut, and he adds the schmaltz that I'm gonna argue for no matter what, because I just like the Spielberg schmaltz. I like it. So I don't know. Natasha, what about you? You've had a long time to think, and we've given you a bunch of answers.
Okay, none of those.
Awesome. Let us have it. Go ahead.
You're not looking forward to the film festivals that we're going to get Murphy into?
Oh, well, maybe
that. Thanks.
Actually,
maybe.
Devil Wears Prada 2, I'm intrigued about. But definitely more excited than anything that you guys just mentioned. I enjoy superhero films. In fact, I used to freaking love them. I have been so burned out on them in the past 5 years. I liked Superman. Fuck, I loved Superman. But I can guarantee you, I do not need it on my shelf, and I probably will not watch it for another 4 years.
Okay. And this gets us to what you are looking forward to.
I'm getting there. So Devil Wears Prada 2 is on the list.
I feel like this is more us being eviscerated than what's something Natasha's excited about.
She's excited about eviscerating us.
All the things that I am the most excited about, I am also the most terrified about.
Fair.
So Devil Wears Prada 2, because I have high expectations. Violent Night 2, because the first one was so perfect in its own little bubble. It didn't need a second.
I feel he's in a lot of trouble. I feel he's in a lot of fucking trouble career-wise.
I don't want to get into that right now. But yes, I agree with you on that. Ooh. You fucked over the girl who wrote When I See
those SNL sets on Saturday night. Oh, I was watching them going, whew.
You don't fuck around on Lily Allen.
Ooh, that hurt.
He will pay you.
How could you?
He did it to her brother.
Why would you? Not how or why would you do that?
That being said, anyway, it's
I watched the sets on Saturday night. It was just like, I rarely watch musical guests these days, and I was all for the tea.
Believe me, I love good tea, but at the exact same time, when it destroys everyone on a public, just keep your private shit to yourself. It has nothing to do with what you do as a job. You don't need to air it. It's dirty laundry. Anyway, the biggest one I am the most fucking excited for, and also at the exact same time, fucking terrified about. I'm so terrified about this. You have no idea. I won't even watch the trailers. I went to the theater a week or two ago, and a trailer was shown, and I take my shoes off when I go to the cinema to get comfy. Yep. I immediately slipped them back on, and I ran out of the cinema.
Don't do that.
I'm wearing socks.
Okay, but still, don't do that.
She's not touching the floor. She's just curling up on the big recliner chairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I ran out. I fucking ran out of there so fast. And I turned to my husband and I said, I will be back in about 4 minutes.
Scary Movie 7? No.
Wuthering Heights.
Oh. Okay.
I knew that's what you were going to say.
Yep. I am a huge Emerald Fennell fan. I have been an Emerald Fennell fan since she was an actress playing mini roles in Anna Karenina. I love her. I love her work.
I love her. Promising Young Woman, one of the best scripts ever.
Her work with Phoebe Waller-Bridge when they executive produced the first couple of seasons of Killing Eve. Really, really fucking solid show. I love Saltburn. I know Saltburn is one of those you either hate it or you love it. There's no in between. I think it is a genius film when you get past the whole, oh my God, he's slurping out of a bathtub. It is a cuckoo in the nest story. It is genius.
I would have argued the reason people are either hate it or like it. There's an awful lot of cock. And for American audience,
more cock on Game of Thrones and Spartacus. Go fuck yourself.
It's okay. We told each other to go fuck themselves.
That is my general thing about that.
Speaking of movies I'm excited about, but I'm also really nervous about.
I didn't finish, but yeah, okay, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It was 20 minutes.
That wasn't 20 minutes.
No, it wasn't. It was 4.
So the reason why I'm afraid of it is I am a devout Wuthering Heights fan. It is probably my favorite book of all time. And I have seen every adaptation there is, including things made for TV where Matthew McFadyen played a very small role in it. My favorite, and I think the most perfect adaptation, was done in 2009 with Tom Hardy and Charlotte Riley for Masterpiece Theater. It is about 4 hours long and it's fucking genius. Laurence Olivier, get the hell out of my life. You cut off half of the book.
Oof.
This looks beautiful, but I don't think is going to stick to the source material at all. And from what I've been reading, it's going to play off things
It's gonna be
like
very meta.
Notebook.
It's going to be very, very meta, is what I'm thinking it's going to be. But okay, Rich, what are you nervous about? What's the one for you?
Please.
Ready or Not, Here I Come.
Yeah, I
Ready
knew
or
you were
Not
going to
is a
mention that.
fantastic little nasty bit of work that's so much fun as a horror movie, as an action film. Samara Weaving's incredible in it, and now we're gonna expand the world. And now we're gonna expand the world, bring in her sister, and bring in more families.
Yeah,
I'm excited that Sarah Michelle Gellar is like one of these people.
Whoa. Say that last name again.
Gellar.
Gellar.
Sarah
Michelle Gellar.
I've heard her say it as Gellar, but she might have been screwing around. Who knows? Anyways, but Buffy's going to be in it, so
and Elijah Wood.
Yes, and Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood's had a great.
Insane. It's got a great cast. So I'm like, boy, I hope they don't fuck this up.
I don't think they will. I think also they picked a really good young actress as her sister. She's a good kid. Like, it's this. The one I'm most terrified about is a Buffy reboot without Whedon, but you can't have Whedon, so we got to figure out what made Buffy without its creator, who happened to be at times a piece of shit person, and that makes me nervous because I feel that a lot of the stuff that we got out of Buffy was because he was a piece of shit person, and I'm nervous. I'm telling you both this. I'm nervous that the stuff we got that we felt were gut punches, that were amazing character arcs, movements, all these different things. What if it was just him being a mean-spirited person? What if it was us reacting and the audience reacting and all these different things, and he was just a mean person that we kind of we misconstrued the pettiness for grand drama is what I'm most nervous about. Is that we get to
could be both.
But I'm most nervous that we don't have it, and now we're gonna have a Buffy reboot, and it's gonna have a lot of pressure on it. But the kid they picked, the kid is from Skeleton Crew.
Reboot. It's a requel. It's different.
It's a reboot. Well, it's a reboot.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with the kid because Skeleton Crew was great and she was fantastic in it. So, but that's what I'm most nervous about. Natasha, where can people find you if they can't find you on our
You can't right now. Right. For once, I can definitely say 100%, you cannot find me. I am not doing jack and shit. I love it.
Manic Pixie Magic Girl is what she is. Okay, Natasha, fine. Rich, where can people find you? And if you're working with Natasha, where can people, by extension, find Natasha?
Well, all of my writing can be found at filmbuffonline.com. We got a Facebook page and a Twitter account. I still not gotten around to giving the site a Blue Sky account, but hopefully soon when I find a free moment. Free moment. I do 2 other podcasts. One is in my capacity as a member of the Philadelphia Film Critics Circle. It's called Film Scribes. You can find that everywhere. I also produce that podcast. We will be having 2 episodes before the end of the year. Neither of them are recorded yet. One will cover us talking about our best of the year picks, which we will be announcing this Saturday afternoon. So if you follow the Philadelphia Film Critics Circle on Twitter or Blue Sky, you can see those results being announced in real time. The second will be our year-end kind of roundup Christmas card episode, if I can get enough people to contribute to that. I do a second podcast with my very best friend, one Natasha Bogutzki. We've kind of been on hiatus most of this past year just due to a lot of things going on in both our lives with filmmaking and other things.
Which is why I'm not doing a damn thing right now.
Because but we are planning on, spectacularly relaunching in January. We've already talked about a couple of different episodes. I know we'll have one interview coming up with an author we've interviewed before on the show too. I'm looking forward to getting to do that for us. And you can find me just shooting my mouth off and retweeting all the Philadelphia Film Critics Circle Choice Awards on Saturday at Filmbuff Rich on Blue Sky and the Twitter.
So, a couple things. First, if you like our show, find us on Instagram. We'll have clips out for the show at the end of the year. It's our end of the year show. We'll have them out in the next 24 hours. A couple things going on we must talk about. First off, if you're not part of it, you should be. We're doing the Upside Down. We're doing Whamageddon. Natasha's got like 7. She might win this year, in which case I'd have to send her a gift, which is
why I usually lose. That's why I'm
a big loser.
You missed out, JW, when she hadn't seen the rule change that this year's Whamageddon was going to be a positive. How many times?
Rich, nobody read the fucking page.
I know.
Everybody.
But what did I tell you when you told me about it? When you told me about it, I said, Natasha's going to love this. And then I think I told her the next day, and her eyes popped out of her head like a Tex Avery cartoon. Yeah. She was so super stoked.
Ayuga.
Yes.
Also, so nobody read the page, and that's amazing to me because I did new graphics and everything.
All right,
nobody read the fucking page. I did a lot of work to put Wham with a little hunter with his hunting dog. I did all kinds of shit.
JW, cool. I don't think that's your fault, and I'm going to.
I know it's well.
I think there are certain aspects of certain platforms that are not showing things in the algorithm. I don't see posts from my own husband. I have been to parties.
That's bad because your husband's posts are amazing. I love your husband's posts.
I've gone to parties and I've missed the deadlines on stuff.
I'm happy. We're 5 years in. We have 500 people in the group. Everybody's come back. It's amazing. I enjoy it. So pay attention to the Whamageddon Upside Down this year. Also, this is big because it celebrates a filmmaker who passed away and has his movie. We're doing a big thing this Friday. I may be a part of it. Joe is definitely going to be a part of it. I have to work around my schedule. The reason I take a couple weeks off in between now and Christmas and New Year's because I got stuff to do. I got a wedding this year. Anyway, we're going to be talking about to the cast and crew of Not for Nothing. It's a gritty independent drama from Philadelphia, so it's near and dear to our heart. And our good friend Brandon Brooks is going to bring a bunch of cast members on. We're going to talk about it. Just had its big LA premiere. It's going around the country and it's going to be streaming. That's Friday, December 19th, 9 p.m. Lots of people from the cast, all kinds of things. And it's a great kind of slice of life Philadelphia gritty crime movie. Right up our alley. Please look forward to that. Come and watch it with us. And also just to everybody who's paid attention to the network, everybody who's paid attention this year, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. I hope you find love and friendship and stiff drink here or there where you need it, some good food, some good movies, and just enjoy life as Rich and I and Natasha take a break. But we are coming back in January, and it will be the Rob Reiner retrospective, and we may do the first 7 movies that he did right out of the gate. Those first 7 movies might be worth our time. And last comments tonight. Let's see. Family, I recommend Nona's with Vince Vaughn. Cool. Thank you, Joe. If anyone, that's the same thing. I have 0. I have 0 too. I'm not gonna lie. I probably have changed my aesthetic to avoid Wham, so I haven't heard it at all. Like I had a couple years where I most of the time I didn't hear it. I heard it 1 year. So 5 years in, 4 years out of the 3 years out of the 1 year out of the 4, I heard it, but I didn't. So
I've told you that I so carefully curate my own listening experience with my own set lists and stuff, and I never listen to like regular terrestrial radio anymore. So that's why I kind of removed myself out of Whamageddon, because I was like, I'm cheating virtually,
it's not
just
like
by nature of how I live
you
my
can hear
life.
it. Like we have one friend, we have one person in the group who runs a pharmacy, and basically he owns a family pharmacy,
Mhm.
and I've noticed he's got like 3 or 4, but it happens to be on the curated song list this year for his whatever the thing they're getting satellite radio.
Mm-hmm.
So he's hit it 3 times, and most years he goes out, but he's like Natasha. I think those are the 2 that
Yeah,
are going to be facing off. But I just want
people who work in retail situations are
Hey.
gonna.
I think
I'm
I
just saying it's not a derogatory thing.
And I know Rich feels the same way. I feel from the bottom of my heart we're doing great things with this network, this show, and we want everybody to have a great holiday. Find some good movies.
Happy Yule, happy Saturnalia.
Yeah, all of those things. You might see Rich or I. We might pop in to talk about like, holy fuck, Avatar grossed $300 million, or holy fuck, The Housemaid did 70.
Avatar reviews drop tomorrow, I believe at noon. Mine is not, because it's not finished. It's not started. And I know I've had 2 weeks to write it already, and I still haven't written it.
I might be able to do a review with you on Friday night if you want to do one, or if you got plans. I don't know if you have plans. I have plans.
Friday night, I have plans. I have to deliver pizza.
I am to your dad? Somebody?
No.
Family? Oh, just delivering pizza? Oh, Jesus Christ.
I promised somebody I'd bring over pizza and we'd watch
the internet. She wins the internet. She gets pizza delivered. God damn it.
I get Angela's delivered.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, from the bottom of my heart, and I know Rich, you feel the same way. Thank you for joining us on this journey.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
It's and thank you, Natasha, for coming and brightening up the place. Every once in a while, we need a
classing up the joint.
Yeah, a very smart, attractive Ann-Margaret type to show up and
Wait. Do I get to curate in March again?
Yeah.
Yay!
You come back, we do what you want to do. I like working with you. As much as you annoy the shit out of me, I love working. I am of the different mindset. I feel like smart, attractive people are people I want to be around as a chubby old grumpy guy. So I'm down.
Grumpy old men was perfect to go out on the end of the year.
Let's not get out of fucking hand. Thank you for joining us. We'll see everybody tomorrow night on Loud and Nerdy for our year-end show, most anticipated. Thank you for joining us tonight. We went super long, but thank you. It'll be cut up. Bye. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Saturnalia. Whatever the other thing she said. We love you all. Thank you so much.
Russian Orthodox Groundhog's Day. Yeah, all of it.
Russian Orthodox Arbor Day. Whatever they haven't made a horror movie for. Thank you for joining us. We'll see everybody next year. Happy New Year, kids. Bye. Salud.